Hi everyone, welcome to Cosmic Turtles. My name is Tina, and today we're doing a collective read. I was going to say cosmic read. That's possible too. uh, my words are still being dyslexic, but that's okay. I mean, it's part of the energy shifts or just all that Christmas shopping. So let's see what we got for the collective today. Now let's start with I like these, the Gateway of Light Activation Oracle. Let's see what we have for the collective. Just one card, please. Alright. And the imagery on these are very nice. Alright. Wow. Same two as before, or is this different? So there are two. We have Sword of Light. It's like the sword of truth, cutting through things. It says divine protection, cords cut, breakthrough energy. So a lot of you in the collective are going through this breakthrough energy, and you're cutting cords. Things you no longer need in your life. Things that you know doesn't align you in a way for your best, so you can evolve in a way that has integrity, that has compassion, and also cord cutting, connections with the space you allowed these people to have bothers you on some level. But then you realize you can still place them in your heart, because your heart is very big. You still place them there, but without it affecting you. And divine protection, so you can keep your own mind about things. So let's see what the definition is. Whew. So, excuse me, that's some cat hair here. Sword of Light. Let's see what they have for definition. Sword of Light, page 150. In numerology, that would go to a number 6, which is harmony. So yeah, you're basically creating that, just synchronicity speaking here, but you're basically cutting cords that affected you, so you can have your access to your whole self without being distracted by other people's energies, and it creates that harmony within you. So it says, when this card comes to you, know that it is confirmation that you are walking the path of light and responding to pre-incarnation soul contracts to make a difference on the planet. It's also a sign that you have the opportunity to sever connections to fear and limitations. So that's what you're cutting, is the connection to fear and limitations. Whether within you, whether that came from another person, whether it came from your upbringing, you're cutting the cord to that. Because you're still you. And whatever wisdom you picked up in those experiences, that stays with you, because that is of value and that helps with your growth. But the experience itself that had very heavy emotions that you held on to like a baggage keeps you down and slows down your process of ascension for yourself. Energetic cords bind us to situations, loved ones, and even the past. But you are in transition now and detaching from unnecessary connections, dramas, and fears. Know that there will be a great severing at this time, and you might feel isolated for a moment, as you will be reconfiguring your circle of trust and moving into a life that is in greater alignment with your highest good. Know that the cords that bind you to loved ones and soul family will remain intact. It's only the lower vibrational connections that are being severed. Expect breakthroughs and doors of opportunity opening for you. If you feel strongly connected to Archangel Michael, know that his energy is with you now. It is the angel, the archangel that holds the sword in the first place. So it could be identified to that. And it's a nice imagery to have. As a visualization, as a imagery of a light being, you can hold that energy. It's a positive one. Very positive. The other one is Stargate Heart. So it's the heart chakra opening, unlocking, and generosity. So that's the imagery for that one. It's very beautiful. Look at that. You can even kind of see an island in there, or like a castle of sorts. And the water, the flow. Is it water? Yeah, castle. Castle of light, rainbow light. Very inspiring imagery. All right, so this is Stargate Heart 144. Oh, hell. How about that? All righty. 144. Your heart space is a sacred space deep within you. For some time, you have protected it with psychic shields that have not only stopped you from being hurt, but also stopped you from feeling love. This gateway appearing shows that you have finally dropped these shields and are ready to experience love. Universal wisdom wants you to know that this is your divine right. You are a highly empathic and generous soul who has so much to give, and you're being called forth to reveal the deeper and more vulnerable aspect of your being. Divine light beings are surrounding you, holding you, and encouraging you to relax. All the restrictions and blockages of your heart space have now been removed. The worst is behind you and the world needs you. What a beautiful message for the collective at this moment, and how fitting is it? Really. So let's see what we got from the Wild Unknown. Let's see what messages come out. Look at that. Yep. After you cut those cords, tower moment. Basically, because the lower energy, when you cut the cord of that, and it's resolute within you, without a shadow of a doubt. You cut the cord, and sometimes you got to repeat it so that you know you've done it without a shadow of a doubt, without fear, without it. And it's done with love still. And when that's done, they feel it, whoever it is. And then it tries to come back and latch on. Creates tower moments around you, but you keep your balance. You keep yourself steady. And you're divinely protected with this sword. None of these energies are allowed to come back. You've set your boundaries. They cannot enter back again or latch on. So it creates these tower moments around you. You'll see them. You may not necessarily feel it, because it depends how strong your shield is, how much you trust in yourself. Okay, let's see what else we got. What else do we got for this collective? Just one card, please, at a time. Ooh, 5 of Wands. 5 of Wands. It speaks of training. The way I see it, training. And you're training yourself to hold your balance while these opposing forces are trying to kick you off your balance, but you're holding strong. And even if it falters a little, you can bring yourself back with breathing, recentering, visualizing your divine light colors if you need to. However it is you do to bring yourself back in balance, to keep the stable mind, keep your inner balance, your heart at peace, not closed off, at peace. And even though those tower moments are happening around you, you're in training, you're getting stronger. So this is a test in a way, but it's like for like this specific moment in time, this is the final test. But you're doing it. How amazing is that? And what do we have for, one flipped and twisted. 5 of Pentacles. You may feel when your heart chakra opens, it hurts. Depends how long ago since you've closed it off. Or it hurts, it stings, it burns, but then it breaks open. You breathe through it, but you feel like there's kind of like a melancholy, like you feel kind of down a little. Even when cutting cords and still opening your heart, like you're cutting cords, but you're remembering but I remember the good times, but I know their energy's low, but I remember the good times. So you're kind of feeling a little bit of loss and lack, a little bit of down, a little. Allow those feelings to go through you, kind of like cold wind going through a screen door, but not allowed to stay in that, not allowed to stay in, not allowed to stay in the vessel. It goes through you. And when those feelings go through you, it comes, and you're breathing, it comes out of your heart. And that's why it hurts, because you're releasing it. And it's that breakthrough that opens it, expands it. And you may feel, at first you feel like, but you have to. You don't have to. It is the process so far that many have found on their own journeys, that when the pain that was locked so deep inside starts coming up and you're releasing it, it comes out of your heart, breaks open the heart, it hurts. And that's what this is explaining. The feeling of it is not pleasant, but you get so much value out of it. And then when it's gone, it's gone. You didn't feel it and breathed it back in and then repressed it, because that's going to pop up another day, or that's going to create a blockage of sorts, or that's going to create tower moments for you, and you won't know what's going on. It'll affect your mind. So you bring yourself stable again. It's always a training. It's always a work in progress. But that when that pain unlocks and comes, and you see the imagery, but then you feel the feelings of it. Bring the imagery to say, I am cutting the cord, and you're feeling the feelings that are coming up, and say, I am pushing it out. And it comes through the heart. But through breathing makes it not as hard, not as painful. And that's what this is the imagery I'm getting, the feeling I'm getting with this reading so far. Okay? So breathing is important. And you'll feel it after. Like you'll be able to sense this and experience it for yourself. You say, whew. And then you'll feel like that openness. It's almost like a raw feeling. Like, whoa, it's so open. Like, wow. Like you've done a release, plus you open the heart chakra. You'll feel a big high from that too, like in a good way, not in a getting high on a substance or something. It's an internal. You'll feel lighter. So what else do we got for the collective here, or is this it? One more. things will move fast afterwards. We have the Page of Swords here. Things will move fast. And look at that, it's an owl. And after doing this, you'll feel like, wow, I want to get in there again and start really digging out things and expand my heart even more. Give yourself time to integrate, and then it'll move fast for you. It'll be fast moving energies, like your will, your determination. You'll want to do even more, to become more of a clear channel, to open your heart more. But do it in a balanced way. Okay? See this owl, he's carrying that sword. Really, if you want to look at it, he's carrying this sword. Plus, he's an owl. He's able to see through the dark. He's able to see through the darkness and see what is really of value. Like putting the light on, seeing the truth. These are like the key words that are coming to mind with this owl. Now you have that ability to see through and cut through the BS of your own internal, whatever it is you went through in your old limiting beliefs and things like that. You're able to cut through all that, and then you clear that, and then you have even more inspiration coming through to you. More opportunities, more inspiration. Let's see what we get from the Oracle here. Woo-ha! A few are, okay. You'll be doing an assessment, an internal assessment. And it's interesting, you got the half a moon here. You know, one side is light and the other side is dark. And it's like this person is observing this moon. So you're going to see everything within, both sides of you, integrate them, bring them together. See, you've always been together. It's just your mind caused the split. So then when you bring these two together, your heart and your mind together, then you're able to have that view from everywhere. And you'll start doing your own personal assessment, the assessment of self, without judgment, all in love, and based on truth, in a good way. You'll see that certain things, that the tower moments, doesn't belong to you. You did what you needed to do for yourself. And then you'll have acceptance of you. Acceptance, you went through these things and then you're overcoming it. And you gain wisdom from these experiences. You also gain wisdom in the healing process because you learn how you can do this. Not everything's a loss. That even in loss, even in pain, there's great things to be learned that are good, that help with your evolution. Let's see what else we got. This is the Chakra Wisdom cards. What do we got for the collective? Just one card, please. What do we got for the collective? Well, before a card comes out, I'd like to say thank you to all my subscribers, new and old. And I'll say thank you for everybody that's been supporting my channel. Really appreciate it. Through this journey, you're going to learn a lot about your self-worth. Look at that. Self-worth. How amazing is that? And through this journey, you're also going to learn about wisdom. So these are keywords just to put in there. All right, what else do we got? What do we have to ground this experience, this specific type of experience? And you may go through this process a little bit more than just once, you know. It's a practice. You're in training. You're learning to becoming the master of self. And through everything, I haven't became a Master at shuffling it. I still drop things. Oh my. So there is 4, but I'm still going to take all of them. Have a clear revision on everything that you went through, everything that you are, how amazing you've always been. And then, what was that sacred spot? What was that sacred thing that you kept covering with layers and layers and layers because you saw how dense the energy was and you wanted to protect that because it was so precious to you. You had an internal knowing. The internal elder that's wise within each one of you already had that knowing, even while you were little. And, through human experience, it can be very harsh and not necessarily easy. We put layers and layers and layers and protect that. But then later in life, we're like, you mean I got to dismantle all this? Yeah. And then it's like, oh, why did I put layers on this? And then you have to go and do that internal work. And then release through the heart, release through the heart. Open the heart first, release through the heart. Breathing, it's a training. But through that, you'll discover how those blockages started. You could do your own journaling. You can find out for yourself what exactly occurred if you want to know about your journey so far. The next card is time. Yes, make time your best friend because you need time. There's a time for integration. There's a time for healing. There's a time to take action. There's a time for reflection. There's a time for introspecting. So time is a key element in our journey. Then we have center. Find your center. Whatever that means to you. That center within you. Some of you that I've taught or I've spoken with and they know what this is, and there's certain meditations. There's a specific one I guide, and it's a visualization, and it really helps with you get to actually feel what your center is, and then you work your way to feeling that, keeping your center as you move forward. There's many other teachers out there as well that can help with the guidance, and but I'll be incorporating one of the ones that has helped me and others as well, and I'll be incorporating that in Cosmic Turtles Teachings and Associates, so that will be coming soon. So center is a key word. And your perception, the way you look at things, the way you see it, the way it appears to you, what synchronicity means, how can you recognize it, your perception. And each one of you has a specific way of looking at things, and it doesn't have to be the same as everybody else. And it's very, it's very valued, your perception. Your pure, authentic perception on things holds high value, especially for your own, and also later for guiding others and teaching others of similar spark. All right, so this has been your reading collective. So this is Tina from Cosmic Turtles, and we'll see you next time.